already. I have no clue what I was doing last. Where do you come from here? The only thing I remember is talking to the girl here, and then her suggesting I go talk to the boat lady. Okay, that leaves nothing. Oh, I can zoom? Interesting. Oh, it's on the chip. Oh, wait. I don't remember the buttons. Just, I guess it is just X. Let me take this out of her hand when we go talk to the boat lady.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
Shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. This is a tactic.
Totally.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
You're on a
Why,
boat.
yes I am.
Does she have a
The
name?
boat? No. It is called Corder Lady 19, because that's the type of sloop it is.
Okay, but what kind of boat
It's
is
a
it?
pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
So she owns the boat. It's not a company boat. Why wouldn't she name her own boat? How do you like
My
it?
sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
But you didn't name it.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Oh, shut it, Kim. You have a license for the boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
But are you truly?
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
Not a lot of people on boats are there. You know? On boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Wait, we're on an
Yes, we
archipelago?
are. We are on Le Caillou.
Le Caillou. How did that intro go?
Technically, the neighboring Ozone and Fas a la Mer island groups are archipelagos, while La Caillou, by contrast, is a single fertile landmass, the fourth largest island in the world. It is not an archipelago.
I thought Le Caillou was one big island.
Okay, if you want to get technical. The point is, we're all on islands here, and sail is still the most expedient way to get from one island to another, especially when you're in a hurry to resolve a strike.
Still, I haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Ravachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is
Sure.
this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich.
Yes, I
You
do.
have the guns and the ammo. Take this Clausen fiend down.
Klassenfiend? Let's talk about the economics of this boat you're on.
Oh my, the E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
No, it's a symbol of our subjugation to Wait, what? No, we're just say yes, exactly.
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional negotiator.
It doesn't look like he thinks you'll best her in single combat.
Then what does that say? Does it say docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A? 33A? This old proletarian haunt here? As I said, plenty of people drive boats, of all social strata.
Reaction speed. Challenge 12. Quick fire back, quick. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come
The
on.
synapses
Yeah!
flash.
This house was built before the revolution. There doesn't seem to be much space after this 19-pace sloop dock here. Before the
Okay,
revolution.
it is anti-centennial.
She looks at the building looming overhead. The people who live there now lead a different lifestyle, if you know what I
I
mean.
assure you, they drove quite a hard bargain for this space. But you're right. I am a bourgeois woman, and this is my fast, lightweight, interminably bourgeois boat.
I think I have a handle on the boat thing.
Good.
Tell me about the Wild
What
Pines.
we do.
What do you do?
I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
So,
The
what do they
Pines'
do?
core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes remain.
You're in good company, it seems.
Why, thank you.
So much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
Wow.
20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, interest payments.
A wave hit the sloop. She grasped the mainstay for balance.
A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility.
Where does the Wild Pines get all these billions?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lomantang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
What does such a huge system want with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
8% of all the cargo in the world. It's quite the endeavor
There are
indeed.
no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
What can you tell me about this strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
What's your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
No way. She's more. She can make decisions.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Oh, you mean Measurehead.
Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead.
How were talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
Makes his notes.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Ludicrous, even. It's meant.
What happened to this Gamon?
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it?
She paused to compose herself.
Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Not cool.
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
Seems like they have no idea about business.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board.
Most of them probably don't even know what it means.
Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
Oh, Jesus.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position. A hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again.
Interesting.
And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out. No, wait. The chief negotiator heard it from a man at the gates. Surely the Wild Pines Group has more effective channels of information. After all, 2,200 people are on strike. This is a big deal for them.
The scab's the gate. Did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
It's implied she's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Tell me about this union boss, Mr. Claire.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Is he that
He is
bad?
the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
Wait, there are two of him?
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the union itself, outside the Brothers Clare?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
She hesitates, looking for the right expression.
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, Detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
Yeah, they just seem like socialist mobs.
Thank you
at this
for
point.
being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers.
One more thing. You said something happened in the election.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes.
Intriguing.
On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Eerie.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
That's all I need to hear. Let's change the topic.
Of course. How else can I help?
What can you tell me about the lynching?
Quite a few things. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
'Twas stolen by some artist, surely. Best to pin the blame on them. Everyone knows you can't trust artists.
An artist? What does it mean? Some artist type stole my badge. It was a mistake to trust
You
them.
mean someone stole your badge?
They said it was for a performance. You know how artists are
I
nowadays.
don't, in fact. I'm afraid what I need to tell you is wholly unrelated to art. I really need to discuss it, however, with the RCM, and I need your badge for that.
Unbelievable, sire. Even the performance artists didn't work. Everyone knows you can't trust artists. They're nearly as bad as clowns.
Okay, wait, I say that, and then I'm coming back and going back and saying, no, 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 this is what really happened. Remember my partner told you I recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
It's possible after a night of heavy drinking, I lost all memory of my life in the world. Could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, this city, nothing.
Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
Alrighty, come on, Lucky Dice, come on, Lucky Dice. How do I negotiate my way out of this? Come on, Lucky Dice.
Thieves
Ah,
will guide
shit.
the way.
But madam, I need to know about this lynching. It's very important to me. It's the case I'm solving.
I assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming this situation. I hope you have a badge for me as soon as possible.
You have so much else. I only have this. Spread your hands. This is the entirety of my existence.
She's silent. The wind flaps the sail above her.
This boat, for example, in a home somewhere. What? Oh, okay, I get why now. This boat, for example, in a home somewhere. I only have this
Officer.
Perfect. Okay. I don't remember anything except this lynching. There's only this coast and this lynching.
You know, I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want something, you have to give something back. More than just guilt.
You're doing it. Despite your own best efforts, you're still getting in. Somehow.
I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something tangible.
Like what?
The Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbor. It's an open secret in Martinez. Surely it must not come as a complete surprise to the RCM either. Perhaps it's time to look into it. Or
Perhaps it is.
you can find your badge, which honestly seems like a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse us for a moment, madame. Alright, Ken, what do you want to talk about?
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
How did you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman.
I thought it was going
This
well.
woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
Maybe this is all her plan. She might have heard about you.
The company must have more ears on the ground. She could have known about my condition.
I wouldn't go that far. Her reaction did come off as sincere to me. I think she's just quick to adapt. She's a professional, after all.
So then what do you propose? That we don't investigate the drug
No.
trafficking?
If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we're siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand for her information on the lynching.
Let's go back to her then.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Okay, tell me about this alleged drug trafficking.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Alright.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Let me get this straight. The materials come from Samara to Revachol through the terminal?
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wildpine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
You want us to investigate?
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dockworkers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
Lawrence.
Precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they're vulnerable.
How convenient that they're stranded like beached whales at that roundabout.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
Which gives you no.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Uncovering Union secrets could also give you an upper hand when dealing with them.
One come to the RCM earlier. It's no coincidence that the lawyers are stranded like that, is it? Proof to you that they're involved. I'm suspicious when the driver is present.
We
Come
did.
earlier.
On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance, officers.
It's no coincidence that the lorries are stranded there like that, is it?
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However,
She pauses, looking at the sea.
this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
What proof do you have that the union is involved?
How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
So you think the strike's being funded with source ingredients for drugs?
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you. The two might even be connected.
Interesting.
Or not. Though, if you have evidence to the contrary, I'm eager to hear it.
As eager as I am to share it, Lieutenant, once the job is done.
Okay, made up my mind about the smuggling investigation.
Yes?
We'll take the case, probe the drivers, see what it
Excellent.
yields.
According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
She takes another long sip from her seemingly bottomless thermal cup. You seem rich. Can I have some money?
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it?
What? Why not?
Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub.
What lustrous hair.
A well-kempt, yet tastefully short bob of dark hair. Despite the first hints of grey, She's elected to keep it au naturel, shaped into a permanent wave, late 40s style, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible, within reason.
Yeah, so?
Now look at you, you misery-clad simian,
Jesus.
barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor, poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too.
Ashamed? I'm not ashamed. What's this feeling? I've never felt it before. I'm a goddamn working man. I'm not ashamed to shake this leech for some dough.
You think
I need
your
money.
little communism protects you from this feeling? No. The more demeaning it is to grovel at her feet.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Her voice breaks the silence and suddenly you're back in. Nearby Siegel packs at garbage. If there's any way to be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask. Say it. Can I have some money? Yeah, we'll come back. We'll come back. No, screw it. Come on,
I am
dice.
sorry.
Damn.
It just doesn't come out of your mouth. What does is surprisingly eloquent, really. The last one, not the first three. Those are ape speak.
Money. I am the scum of the earth.
My. Why'd you say that?
I am gunk.
That's garbage. You're a police officer.
I am the stuff people have under their fingernails. Let's talk about something else, please.
Of course. Of course, detective.
So
Hey.
stupid. Who, me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
How come there's word on
You
the street?
keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real
I
in
don't
their
have said any of
pockets.
that.
Literally murder all human beings, regardless of their political beliefs.
I don't think I've said anything like that.
Not in so many words, but don't deny it. You're about to rip off that mask of social democracy and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that will devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder?
What the?
Or do we get right down to it?
Roll up your sleeves and start building communism. It's too tiring. I don't have it in me. I'm beat down and broken. Wait first. What's this communism
Failure.
about?
It's about failure.
Failure?
Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed on. Until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world. You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin. Where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist.
It's like a thing for a movie. Oh, it's so stupid. You alone against every living thing, every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. You hear the droning, the boom. Well-organized. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers, million-headed armies of nations, and the love of your own mother. Like, I see it just in the army going against you against the atom, the charm and the spin. And it ends with the trailer line, "You are the last communist."
Now get to work, comrade.
No, we're not doing that.
Very well.
I'm opted out.
I guess no one will build communism then. Tell the working man it's over, unless anyone has objections. No objections. It's mathematically impossible to achieve a classless society.
Thank you.
Everyone knows this. Anyone? Anyone else? There's no one. Okay then, lie down and let the water carry you downstream.
Goodbye, communism. Okay. So you're talking about what is supposed to be here? There's something that's supposed to be here, right? Like, I'm not crazy. Was there something
Just
there
an
once?
ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay. Conceptualize.
Because you see it, finally. This wall is sublime. Look at it. The shadows, the colors.
What? Let the conceptual joy flow into your pupils and blossom into thoughts in your brain.
All the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration of this, the uncontested pinnacle of wallcraft, color peeled from the very face of God. O Wallfather.
Oh, I can heal my morale that way? Oh, dang. Okay, so I guess I shouldn't use those immediately. Kim, I must paint this wall. Add even more beauty to it.
Huh? He sounds tired of it all. Cindy the Skull has all the necessary materials. Talk to her.
First, I know you're tired, Kim, but take another look at the wall. Draw nourishment from its beauty.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I must talk to Cindy. Get the necessary materials
If
from
you
her.
must.
I must paint. This wall shall be my canvas. My greatest masterpiece. Speak with Cindy. Get the supplies. Get the paints. Cindy, I require your services.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Cindy, I need some paint and your brush
What
too.
for?
For art. It's for art, okay?
Well, if it's for art. But what kind of art are we talking about?
Everything's sad and shit, and we need art to make it okay. Just give me the brush. Grand art. Art deluxe. The artsiest, the most groundbreaking, the...
Then you have time to find your own fucking brush.
You'll see! You'll all see! And tremble!
Yeah, not gonna hold my breath, Piggy. You look like you'd suck. Everything really.
Attempt to explain your artistic intentions.
They do say the painter always paints his own portrait.
I'm gonna paint a self-portrait, but the sort of, you know, from the inside to show people what it's like.
That's pretty fucked up. Even for you, Piggo.
What if I had some
I
interpretive
think
dance?
everyone would rather you didn't.
Stop belittling
Stop
me!
quivering like jello. Then you won't get fucked. You're a real sad sack. You know that? Go ahead then. Art it up. Just try not to hurt yourself. And no self-portraits.
Thanks, Cindy.
But I'm all out of fuel oil.
You know what you should be able to find in your government-issued vehicle? Red-dyed heavy fuel oil.
Right on. No way I'm settling for paint that even children, if even children are painted with fuel oil.
That beautiful wall deserves nothing less.
Hey, Kim, my friend, would you be willing to sacrifice some of your fuel oil for art?
My fuel oil is for my kinema. Use your own fuel if you are unable to contain your artistic impulses, but please, leave my kinema out of it.
Is that Ben the Corn Rose?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
Cool.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
Okay. I thought that would lead to actually more questions. Okay. Because I don't asking those. I feel like we're gonna hurt his morale. Our dear police officer, the RCM seems quite sensitive. All of endurance. No, there was something I needed. Hey, brush. Check the drivers. Fuel oil. Ah, that's it. Equip the volumetric ship compressor with that. It's not there though. This is here. Oh my god, I'm still not finished with it. Oh wait, no, I am. Oh, I can equip more than just one of those. I lose logic though. Oh, okay, so I guess I choose when I want that on or off though. So I guess I'd have to just guess who I'm talking to. Or not guess, but figure out who I'm talking to in the moment. And then deal with that. What are these? What do these make that are different? Take the blows, don't let the world kill you. Shrug off the pain. Flex muscles, enjoy healthy organs. Party planet. Release thing. Tune the city. Let the people take control. Body take control. Threaten people. So do I get? No, it's already, they got one, so I have it to some extent. I'm just confused at what these do for me. Oh, interesting. What? Oh, that's right. That's right. I on the board it did say that. It did say I killed people. I don't see passage. I gotta get to where the Union workers are. That's the only section I haven't gotten. That I really need to get to. I just gotta talk to the lorry drivers. First, I'm gonna get some money by selling the garbage I got here. That's where I do it?
The tear machine stands in the
Yes.
corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears
I
with a
have
satisfying jingle.
$1.40.
Your
Oh man, I was hoping to do more than that.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice.
It's broken, it says. So I can't use it. I can't interact with these things. I do need the paintbrush. I should be able to sell the pen, right?
Welcome to Frit.
What's that magazine she's reading?
What's magazine?
You mean
reading?
this?
She looks at the cover, bows and colorful photo of two girls
This
kissing.
is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
Stupid famous people. I approve this. Very futuristic. Tap on the girls kissing. Forget about that. What's this fashion police feature? Point to the cover. I shouldn't imagine. I don't know. Ask.
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish.
Who's numero uno guy in there right now? Oh, and does he look like this?
No, I don't think so.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
Before we go on, what is this fleet?
I don't know. Frit?
And what is flit?
A 7 to 11 grocery store.
Why does it have 3 T's?
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier.
The story goes that normal Fritta, with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Vredefort, was already taken. So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement.
Let's proceed. I have some questions for you.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but
In the store, you're just supposed to be sitting there not doing anything? I'm confused. Does Frit have a warehouse in the back of the
a
Whirling
warehouse?
Grounds?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
Come on, give me something to work
She
with
looks
here.
up from under her brow.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
She turns back to your magazine without waiting for you to respond. Do you have any ammonia
She
for
looks
sale?
up from her magazine, eyes filled with tired ennui.
Yes. What we have is there. In the medicine cabinet. Go take a look yourself.
Can you tell me anything about the dead body?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so
Do you know the man
not
who died?
really.
Does that mean you knew him a little?
No. I didn't know him at all.
Why did you say not really then? How long has he
I
been
don't
there?
know really long.
What do you think happened?
I don't know.
You are
No need
useless.
to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay.
Thank you for your
Uh-huh.
help.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint-Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo. Their logo is the bloodless rose, pure white, untouched by harm.
Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
Interesting. What do the products do?
I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Duramine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is... I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising.
Should be a little more specific.
No. Sorry. I'm not like a doctor or anything.
Nosafed heals +1 health.
Oh.
Duramine
Well,
heals +3
I'm
health.
pretty sure I could.
Magnesium heals +1
I could
morale.
realize that. What's this thing up here?
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer.
Say nothing. Just
The
take it in.
beauty, the truth, the poetry of it all.
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. But I guess you already know that.
Alcohol, Commodore Red, Pale-aged vodka. What am I even looking at there? Potent, Pilsner beer. Smell cigarettes. Increases my intelligence. Interesting. Increases the physique. But I lose morale on all of them. Alright, we leave. Come on, Kim. Oh, it's a real. Yes, money. I don't know how I'll ever make enough to get that room. Who's this guy?
Nice aggression,
Oh, it's Scott.
native. Don't let the chief fool you next time. You don't need to be that up in his face. Leave yourself space to move.
Not bad advice, actually. This might do the trick.
Let's talk about our right to work.
What about it?
You
right.
here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
Why should
We're
I?
here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes. Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right to work! Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side.
What kind of cause we
Builds
talking
rights
about?
of people, rights of workers, to have gainful employment, to make a salary, and feed their families.
This is all being orchestrated. They're on the same side without knowing it. Because if the lady from Wild Pines did we believe that it's been 4 months going on, there's no way in this type of town that they had enough for 4 months worth to just continue going through without any other supplemental income.
His manner of speaking is wooden, the tone of voice bland and uninspired.
That's what I'm saying, see?
Almost as if compiling replies from a set of learned phrases.
Yeah, he's not doing this of his own volition. He is a plant. This dude is a plant. Giant racist guy up there. I don't think he is. I think he believes in it, but is being manipulated. There's
Maybe you
questions
should
for you.
ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
One's the man on the-
So do we, Scott.
Who are all these strike
Honest
breakers?
men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests.
The man runs a hand through a steadily graying military haircut.
We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
What exactly is your
We
goal
were
here?
promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
And you're unable to breach the entrance?
Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. And try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guards blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
Have you considered storming in?
Why don't you go arrest them instead? I'm sure they've done plenty of criminal shit. They have that look.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
The man rubs his jaw. A perfectly lightly bearded square bridge. Interesting. I want to get in the
Have
harbor
fun.
too.
Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. You trying to meet their fat boss?
Interviewing people about the murder that took place here behind the hostel cafeteria.
I know nothing about a murder.
Absolutely nothing?
Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs. They'd do anything to stay alive. Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
This isn't my
We
area
are
of
not picking a
expertise.
side in this just yet, sir. Pity.
Let us work!
What is a strike?
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people.
Shifts uncomfortably when his work is over us. Why are you uncomfortable there, pal? What do the
Beats me.
strikers want?
They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem
He's an actor.
ill-fitting. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence.
You're wearing new clothes.
He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers,
No one else
raising
is paying
both
attention.
fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Okay, I gotta ask. Where exactly are you from?
What's it to you?
Deep set suspicion drips from every syllable. Routine. Part of the investigation.
Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this fighter for jobs. He seems a more brutal, cunning, and suspicious person. Just a hunch. Or you just might be paranoid.
Already got that. I'm interested in your background.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
Bouncer? Where? Freaking a lot of bars. Maybe it's what I know.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Pretty okay as far as lies go.
Yeah. I feel like we'll be able to unravel this later. I hope we'll be able to unravel more of this later. I don't want to just straight up accuse the guy, because then he's gonna clam up. He won't talk anymore. If I say this, then that just makes my whole. It makes my side look seem weaker than it needs to be. So yeah, I've been there.
It was a long time ago.
He just completely dropped it. Okay.
What's
let's see
it
if we
to
go
you?
with that then. Curiosity.
Big mess, caused by union greed. But I only fight for the rights of people.
Every once in a while,
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent... Worked at...
Throne.
pretty okay as far as lies go.
Okay. I've heard of
We're
it.
done here. I have a
Fine.
strike to break.
Yeah. Electronic doorbell. What use is the map here right now? Oh, interesting. This is what is this? Damaged ledger. Sleeping dock worker. Ice cream maker. Central furnace. Policeman clerk. Money. 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 Money.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
What kind of stickers and insignia?
The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels.
What about the back seat?
The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains. A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. The title reads, Man from Eamdal in the Lost City of the Pygmies.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
Think this lorry belongs to our tough guy?
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
Car, Captain, get in position. What's this down here? Rinseful snow. Oops. Oh, what? See if we can talk to this guy again. See if we can get any more info from him.
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind?
Oh, come on. You can't. You seem like a man who knows about drugs.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Need to get high and look for
Hey,
people.
man, that's serious criminal talk. Are you trying to pull some sort of an entrapment thing on me?
Entrapment is a practice whereby an officer of the law induces a person to commit a criminal offense that the person would have otherwise been unlikely to commit, usually through some trickery, persuasion, or fraud.
There was a million other ways in which those three dialogue. There could have been better dialogue choices than those three. Okay, screw it. Let me be straight with you. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs at Terminal B.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
Who do you think could be conducting the Wait, why are you still here if it's headed towards
Gotta guard the
conflagration?
stuff. Bosses don't look kindly on missing cargo, and it gives me time to work on my rhymes.
A rhymesmith. This is quite credible. It goes with its cadence and way of speaking.
Who do you think you'd be conducting the drug trade then?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
We wouldn't say he's lying, sire.
He's a poet. Hit him with your best verse. Come on, money.
Wait, there's something here, stored away in some dusty corner. It starts like,
Amir's temperance is always zero. It is ice in the veins. Its camera is an X-ray.
Whoa. What
It is
else?
a chalice held out to you in silent communion,
Silent communion. That's good.
where graspingly you partake of a shifting identity never your own.
Dang, that's some great shit. You came up with that yourself.
or did you learn it in school? More importantly, who can prove if you did? Go with it. You deserve some acclaim.
I'm a vessel for the news.
Right. But really, no bullshit. That's great stuff. I sort of want to know if it's yours.
I think the words are mine.
Fucking hey. Seems I got you all wrong. Cops aren't much known for their artistic sensibilities these days. It's good to meet a fellow poet, someone with an appreciation for real text. The others here say you don't really get it.
Makes it all easier to bear if the words are pretty.
I get you. When they really click, it makes the world seem manageable. Good to be on the same page.
You found some common ground with this man. Even impressed him. The next time you look in the mirror, though, remember those words.
That's all for now.
Why does art inspire you so much?
Why does art? That's... It does, yes, but what is... This, it's asking the wrong question, or these are answering the wrong question?
Excellent
yes, but what is
question.
art?
Art is a diverse range of visual, literary, auditory, and performative creativity. It's an expression of imagination and technical skill. Additionally, it's history, criticism, and pure enjoyment. In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined.
What do I fit into the art world in?
Have you looked in the mirror lately? You have the exact features of a savage art critic, with that beard and those clothes, disheveled and prophetic. Perhaps you should try to critique architecture too.
Hold on, is architecture also art?
Of course not. It's autism.
What?
Box drawing. Masturbation with a ruler and a sextant, or whatever they use. You should demean and criticize the genteel institution of architecture, while extolling the virtues of the pure arts.
Architecture is art. There's an art to it. What about music? Is it art?
Only the most experimental kind.
I guess I have been feeling critical lately.
Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real, living art here. Become the art cop. Half
art
art
cop.
critic, half cop.
Wait, don't I have to be 100% cop to get the case finished and all that?
Quit being so indecisive. What are you going for here? Some kind of indecisive and camp aesthetic now? Strike a bold shape here. Go art or go home.
Okay, 50% art critic is what I need to free me from this, from rote repetition, so be it. Now I can't risk another copo diversion at this point. Go away. What? No, we're being art cop.
Exactly. It's not only your duty to only catch the criminals off the street, you must also apprehend criminals of the printing press and the gallery, the trite and derivative artists and writers of the world.
It'll give us a discerning eye to be able to pierce through the lies and the scenes that we're...
Go ahead and provide savage criticisms, art cop. The world is yours to rip to pieces and reassemble.
I am the art cop.
Let me try to see if I can go get that jacket again. I'll figure out how to get back there. If that doesn't work, then I'll go try to fight the guy again. So they gave the one guy gave me advice to keep distance. Oh, I could really zoom in. Can I mess with the body at all? Or am I still
There,
gonna...
he still is.
Nope.
A tarpaulin cloak is still caught on the railing.
Oh,
claimed it
okay,
for
so
their
I had
own.
to put... Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I had points. No! If I... Oh, man. Okay. gotta go fight the guy. I was an idiot. But I should have double checked and checked things before I did things. And now I've got to live with the consequences. Now I gotta go try to fight the meathead up on top of the rails and watch me get thrown off. Watch me get thrown off. A battle of the ages, a right, left, right. Battle of the ages, a right, left, right. See myself get tossed into the dark night. Up and up and up and up and up and up we go. That door's locked. That's for sure. Measurehead! I've come to challenge you!
descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Why? No, I'm not subscribing to his advanced race theory. I'm not doing that. You serve the Union, don't you? Aren't they white?
Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
You still serve them. How does that factor into your
Mr.
life?
Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital, something your race, naivistic communists, never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
My jam is a mysterious fourth thing.
Jam. Individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? You have picked them up from rock and roll songs?
Got it from the disco, actually.
Offshoots of the Seminoles people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race. But what is done is done. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race.
Okay, who are the
The
Seminoles
South
people?
Island race, haplogroup R4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus and arrived here 4,000 years ago. Millennia before you. We are the future. That is all you need to know.
So you're born and raised in the islands before you moved to Revachol.
I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Elysium are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Seminoles women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the pale.
So you did come from the islands.
No, I have heard about it on the radio.
So you're not really Seminoles, you're just from Revachol.
I'm from Couronne. And no, it is not just in Revachol. The city is central to the Seminoles strategy. Spreading through its trade networks, our culture will dominate the world. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with.
I
And
do not
never
want to agree with
getting
him.
into the harbor.
Kim, what do you think about
this
this?
racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be the really good one.
That will be the
That'll be our
He
lucky
will grant
racist.
us 3 wishes.
Your pedomorphic friend has quick wits, a protruding occiput, and an indented zygomatic bone. The lieutenant does not flinch. You should keep him close.
The congenital defect of farsightedness does not render him a complete invalid. He still has the use of his mind.
Shot him, punch him in the face. Damn it.
It has happened again. The Titan has your fist locked in his hand, and he's twisting it.
Another fit of criminal rage. Who are you, in your own words?
A cop.
Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple.
God damn it.
Pain shoots up into your brain as
The words to the song have changed. Say, I am a violent drunk.
I don't think I can get out of this without, if I remember right.
Good.
Damn it.
Now go before you enter cardiac arrest.
Please, stop doing this. You are making us look bad.
Kim, shut up! Unless you got a better idea. Shut your goddamn mouth. I didn't need to lose more morale. Damn it! No, go down. Go down the stairs. I could easily get past this by agreeing with him. I'm not doing that, Kim.
Is the
That's right, I know how to talk to you.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays.
okay, here. I hope okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
God damn it.
Okay, here.
I'm just gonna hold on to them for now. Because if I can gain some morale in a conversation, that'd be great. Everything is all challenging, medium, or impossible. What the hell? What do I even do now? I just gotta... Oh, can I go meet with that one guy? Was it... Smoke right about. No, not yet. Sometime after 21. It's only 19. Okay. Can't do that. Can't do that one. Can't do that one. It's gonna take time, it says. I need wind to seek passage. Can I talk to any other drivers? Are there any drivers I can talk to? I thought it was just dude. He's the only one that popped up green. He's one of the drivers. Guess that guy's one of them. Talk to him though. So is this the granny over here, driver?
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands, in the back.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Where am I? Who are you?
You alright, ma'am? You were out.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
What's
The
about
men have these small jaws and everything's made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
One else.
Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution, the side walls and cafes are filled with the young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buendero. Until you came along, that is.
take it you were in Mask when you were young?
Someone was.
At least not your
They are
memories?
someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not? They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
All of what? The world. The present.
Who is Gabriel?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
Buenguerro. Photo and lavish
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you. His head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all his lines.
In all likelihood, it's a world that's only ever existed in her mind.
Sorry to interrupt your dreaming.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden. While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Meth, it was a golden age.
The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isola of Muindi, the world's largest state by territory. It's a petrostate, a constitutional monarchy, and, as of recently, an outcast due to its tilt to the far right.
Right, I have some other questions for you. Police questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
She settles her back against the railing of the motor lorry. Behind her, mountains, memorabilia, photos, and knickknacks line the dash.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
What are you hauling?
Diamonds.
Really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
Indeed, but what do you actually hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
So you don't know what you're
I
hauling?
quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
I don't think I do.
Of course you don't.
I still don't think I understand the whole boyadero.
Of course not. To truly understand the boyadero, you
Boyadero.
need to listen to on the Western Plain.
The boyadero, boya for short, is a cow herder from upstream Magritte, the great steppes of northern Mesk. He is a rugged individualist and explorer.
Okay, what's
It's
that?
an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain.
I'm guessing that doesn't
Of
happen.
course not. The boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man. One night, as he and his beloved are out walking along the river Maigret, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down.
In the background, you can hear the orchestra swell as the screen fills with the maiden's imploring eyes.
I think I see where this is going.
So the boyadero strangles
Oh,
his
Jesus,
beloved
what?
and throws her body in the Maigret. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him.
That's not where I thought it was
You
going.
have to understand. A true boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a boyadero.
Before I came, you seemed away.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
So he doesn't think she's a smuggler.
She doesn't know what's in there,
You
Kim.
hear that, Loman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Why is that, Lieutenant?
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
He doesn't want your frail mind caught up in something here. Something unconnected to the case. But connected to this woman tuning out like that.
you have a lorry if you
Oh,
want that?
don't worry about me. I'm one of the best camioners around. I drive routes no one else will.
What
The
routes?
Monosov's Land, Udajnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain,
She nods and closes her eyes again, letting her mind
the
submerge.
Transcatolia Magistral, you for 1A, Adestradas du Mirador, all the good ones, the deep trenches, where the bluebirds fly.
I'm an expert of blacking out. You should take better care of
You're
yourself.
right, Lowman. I'm the one who should take my health more seriously. Thank you for looking out for me.
A correct appraisal. You're quite shabby.
Is that all you woke me up to say?
I see the
Now
soldier
what do you
boots.
want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff?
It's important police business.
I'm starting to think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are no Gabriel.
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots made of black leather. Buckles run across. The sole is also made of leather.
Now the other one,
Just
please.
before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man.
There's no aberration in the pattern. Let's see. She puts her foot down.
Moreover, the boots were size 37. Tiny. There are too many discrepancies in all this. Another discrepancy, although not boot-related, is the coronation of His Innocence, Franco Negro, which happened 500 years ago.
What do you mean it was the coronation of El Negro?
It was. And then it was no more. And I was no longer holding my father's hand. He was no longer descending the stairs in Ryle. The crowd had gone silent. Perhaps it was another Jerife who came and woke me up, looking at my boots, asking questions. Or perhaps it was one of the others in this carnival. I don't remember.
As she says carnival, she gestures to the empty square with the statue and the machines.
She's not odd soul. These are not the boots that made the boots.
I could have
again.
told you that from just looking at them. The size is 37.
The feet of a little girl, they fit well on the pedals.
Why is this the way you ask? Okay, whatever. You seem like a
What do
woman
I
about
need
drugs.
drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drugs can compare.
I'm getting my hands on
If
experience
you
like
don't
that.
know,
Flex your wrist.
Maybe if she thought you're
Dismissal.
corrupt.
What is your
you're
hauling
man,
exactly?
Lowman. What of it?
Why is the only choice to be very blunt with this?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
You said earlier you don't know what your cargo hauling could be drugs.
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grat on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grat, Lowman?
Don't know. That's why I'm asking
It's
you.
diamonds, Lowman, obviously.
I didn't ask about diamonds, did I?
Diamonds are good for you, Lowman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras.
If I had to guess, if you had to guess, who do you think you're smuggling drugs around?
Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
Okay, if you're not involved, why are you still
Where do
here?
you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the features of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
Thank you. For
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
Guillaume Le Million.
Now. What the fuck?
Bad news. Guillaume Le Million did not become a cop. In 38, he went on a tour to the Sinyao province in Safre, where he died of autoerotic asphyxiation. His body was found hanging from a decorative dragon tree in his junior suite amid drug paraphernalia, unwholesome objects, and the Sylvia Trainer single, Wonderland, skipping in the background. And yes, you can take this as a metaphor for Revachol in the 30s, and also as a warning.
What's this? Oh. No, can't go that way.
A Stars Ryko, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriages ever. An oldie, but a goldie.
Who
Not
drives
many
these?
people outside of Grad, and Revachol West too, it appears.
Kim likes cars. Okay,
A
Kim.
Dash Raiko KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time.
Do I know what happened
No,
last time?
only that the motor carriage is typically baby blue, the colors of Sigismund the Great, an ancient Zhimsk ruler. His banners were famously zephyr and white, the colors of the Stars Ryko.
Let me guess what happened last time, Kim. Blue and white are the colors of the Zemensk. Someone painted it, got Zemensk mad, and boom, murder happened.
That's, well, yes, exactly it, more or less. Except it was a crowd of them. Tore him out of the vehicle and ran him over with his own tires.
Jesus.
They said it was an honor killing, Hussar style. The James community protested the trial, flying the colors. 5,000 came to protest.
Correction, 4,395. The fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Revachol.
Is that so, officer? I'll take you at your word.
Who are the Zemensk?
People we are paid to protect. Let's leave it at that.
What did they sentence the killers to?
4 years for murder in reunion. The perps were remorseful. Their sorry knocked 8 years off the sentence. That's the system.
The prisons in the greater Revachol Industrial Harbor are already full. Prisoners are expensive to maintain. The longer the sentence, the larger the cost.
Could our hangman have been the driver of this car?
I try to avoid drawing far-gone conclusions like this before actually examining the body. But my initial guess is the two are unrelated. Yes, detective?
Oh, well, I don't remember why they had the... What was the issue with the paint job again? I forgot. Okay. Okay, he's famous. Looks better
Okay.
brown black.
I'm not going to honor kill anyone over this. But I've seen it blue and white. It's much better that way.
Oh, okay. What's happening? What's happening? What is this? What? What was that? Is he a lorry driver? No, he works there.
I guess getting past the man ain't that simple after all. Sorry. Busy
Help me
surveying
out.
the situation. I'm sure you'll figure something out.
Come on.
Wiretapping, telescopic batons, futuristic circuit bending to infiltrate harbor machinery. Maybe you could even knock that Kowalczyk crane over using some remote controls. Or calling in tactical air support. You guys have air support, right?
Wait, we have air support? Why didn't you tell me, Kim?
Because we don't. We don't have air support or any of those other things.
The first two, quite definitely.
I get it. Hush hush about the secret technology. Alright, I may have some advice for you on how to deal with Jean-Luc there, out of solidarity to the RCM. It's low in technology, however. First, don't fight him. Obviously.
Shut.
Second, get him to share his theory by being subordinate. Admit your lack of expertise. Basically, grovel. That's how I do it. You're
I'm not
Maybe that
doing
would
that.
work.
I'm not begging on my knees to this prick. I refuse. Just got 30 minutes. Wait, it's 21. Okay. That cannot be my only way through this. Because what if I didn't have a high enough thing? Oh, there's people in here. There's only
Hello
people.
again, sweetie.
I already talked to her.
Oh,
No, that's not what I
sweetie,
wanted.
I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. Oh
Seriously,
no, I'm
that's
so
not what I meant to
sorry.
do. That's not the one I wanted to click. Okay.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is.
2
An
hours?
hour would have been bad. 2 hours is mystical. You have truly wiped out all trace of yourself if you haven't thought about rum and lemonade yet.
I should be thinking about this drink that
Maybe
turned out too
you
well for me.
haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that? Get a goddamn rum and lemonade to yourself, boy. Or better yet, lick that stain off the counter.
That's immediately gonna lower my round. I'm not
What
looking
happened, man? You used to be cool. Go get your boring normal person drink then.
You used to
Get
be
your
cool,
drink
man.
on and your act
You
together.
used to be cool. Go start drinking again. This guy. Can we wake this guy up?
The worker. Is it perhaps he's on his way to where you just came from?
Nope, I don't have enough. Thanks.
You see a heavy steel door with the door does not. The cobalt blue. It leads to a side build. The door is closed. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on. Somewhere inside, a tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you.
Don't do this to
The
me.
door is mute and indifferent. This door can only be opened with a key. Still no answer. Still,
Knock.
the lieutenant gives you a quick glance.
Knock.
Still, the lieutenant.
Okay. Why does that one make a noise?
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera
Oh, Jesus
on the
Christ.
carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner.
This is
But
where
it's
the
all just too
Oh,
morbid
Jesus.
to ignore.
where the magic happens.
And by that you mean crimes against humanity?
I meant disco. Never mind.
I know what you meant.
What's this? Is it a door? Why? Okay, so those lead into each other.
The window stands broken, and you see some lights shimmering outside, but it's difficult to make out the outlines of the buildings below. Dark phantoms with many tiny eyes, chaotically arranged and not looking at you.
Okay, let's try to go out here on this balcony. Doesn't lead me the way I was thinking it was gonna lead me. God damn it. Is that really my only way forward right now? 'Cause I'm pretty sure I've talked to everybody. There's gotta be something else I haven't thought to enough. No, I was off my conversation with guard. Any meaningful conversation with ladies done. don't have enough experience to do those other to mess with the chimney or the other things. Damn it. Gotta wait till night before I can even leave without Kim. Siphon the fuel out of his car, which when I do that, it's gonna screw us over. I already see how that's going. I guess I have to submit to his. Agree with him.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Measurehead, I am new to this world. Help me understand its races. I need to understand what kinds of different races are there.
Do you?
This is for
The
thing.
lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and then to you. He lets out an audible sigh.
You are obviously a liberal, Sailite. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of microtechnology and your sartorial choices. Do not deny your friend the truth you have denied yourself. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you need education on?
Type A.
Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals, excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile. They are all lactose intolerant. A common result of inbreeding.
Is it now?
A receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades. In Maun cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet and little green tassels on their hats.
Looks like
You know them by the names of their nation states. The Oranese, the Gotwaldians, and the Königsteiners. My people simply call them Maun.
Maun is a derogative term for first world people of Gotwaldian descent. They do not all have eczema. Also, people of Katla, like the Suru and the Uhu, are much more lactose intolerant.
the wooden
In
clogs.
some municipalities of Oranje, people do wear shoes made of wood to street parades. Green, orange, and even yellow tassels have also been seen
Wait, Sean,
on hats.
The Maun are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity and tassel-centric culture. Inbreeding has led to a lactose-intolerant subrace whom no one can take seriously.
Or type A in your view.
The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Meteo by the golden Pisantic Sea, the Suren of Sur-la-Clé, and even the North Königsteiners, all have type A race propensities. The other large Mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. True, they are violent and expansionist, but they have a glandular problem.
Turns a finger across his face.
Overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music and eat toxic minced meat-based food, which in turn only
this guy.
produces more sebum.
And who are the Seminese and the Adalpagits?
As proven by the Maun and the Mesk, Occidental type A is in retrograde. The Seminese and the Areopagite are on the ascent.
And the Seminese
The
are?
indigenous people of this, the Insulindian archipelago. The Simonese inhabit the southern islands. I am Simonese, from the stock of Ulubri on Ile de Fantôme,
And the Arpagites?
The Areopagites are the master race of the Ilmaran deserts. The Simonese are descendants of the Areopagites. We came here during a heroic migration from Ilmara to Ansuland. Thousands of years before the lactose-intolerant Marne-Reden Occidentals discovered this place.
What's the difference between the two?
The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Simonese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericarnassus. Ancient brains rest in their slender skulls.
You fall silent, contemplating the beauty and the mystery.
The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Simeno-Areopagite or Simeopagite super race. That is all. There are no more type A races in the world.
Nature was not capable of more.
Could
Type
be.
B are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the great race. The Koikos and the Vacholier, they are mud-colored people.
Ah.
The Koikos of Grad, Yugo, Zhimsk, Shest et al. Are what you would call white, officer, in a suspect description.
Said Koichikos have been trained to identify them as white in official descriptions.
Yes. To an untrained eye, the Koiko appear white and pinkish, like a ham sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see. They are of an indistinct color, and so is their skin. Unhealthy, muddy, and ashen. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination that the Grad people have undergone for drinking Al-Rul and smoking the degenerate tobacco herb, and for eating potato. The Koiko, the countless micronationalities of Grad, are all inexplicably obsessed with potat. The only thing they like more is dividing into microscopic ethnostates, like political amoeba.
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
They are microscopic. The Semeno-Areopagite superstate will cover the entire remaining planetary crust, uninterrupted. From Holy Semenine to the Boreal Plateau of Katla. Its leaders will be the genetic epitome of the Simonese and Areopagite stock, elected by nature, not the base inner spoilage called demos. The Vacholians, halfway between Type A and Racial Cauldron. Two mixed to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single greatest failure committed by humans in our 82,000-year history on this planet.
Is it 82,000 years
What?
that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
Perpetrated by degenerate
The revolution came to Ravachol from Grad in Zaraz-ridden potato carts. It is literally an illness, a prion disease that leaves the parietal and frontal lobe ridden with holes. A soft, sponge-like mass of dementia, hallucination, and paranoia.
Oh my god, this dude is literally just. Oh, Jesus Christ.
The revolution is fatal
Okay.
familial insomnia. A hereditary prion condition passed from the Koiko to the Occidentals. But not sexually. Probably through trade routes and potate acid, the prime component of the
potate acid is the primary component of what the
Enough of type mediocrity. Tips CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Your morbid interest in them worries me.
Oh, that's
It
not gonna do
would
it
be
then.
cruel to entertain ourselves with their deformities. Were there any able-bodied races you needed education on?
I
You
understand your
understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery.
You want me
We
to hover my
will
phone?
see.
Access to the Union is important for our investigation, but there may be another way in, without becoming a race theoretician.
Am I mildly worried he might take it seriously? The lieutenant thinks. Yes, I am, he concludes. I am worried.
Kim thinks I'm gonna take this serious. Oh.
You need to internalize what you have heard here today.
No!
Then return to me. I cannot possibly imagine what else we...
Oh my god, so I sat through that only to be told, hey, you gotta learn from him now. I hate. Go down the stairs. How else do I get back here? By the time we get to the other side, it should be. It's not. We made it over here way too quick. I'll... Can I look at the shoes then?
Yes?
I don't think you should know. Here, what's that?
No response. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
I don't remember anything.
Have you
Drink
tried
salt.
concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
But I'm completely lacking in basic information, even with the organization.
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation. Try work. The case at hand. It can work miracles.
I'm afraid it's
Really?
a medical situation.
You look fine to me.
I didn't know who I was
This
in the mirror.
psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could drink so much as to retroactively erase their
It's
entire
not psychological. Some sort of major brain damage has occurred on an unprecedented
Then
scale,
you should
Kim.
consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted?
No. Oh, it's 21. Balcony. Yes. This one, right?
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced.
Yes.
No one answers.
We should return tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9 p.m.
Tomorrow?
No one answers.
We should return tomorrow.
Kim, you're joking. Buddy.
You hear someone, a poor community. You hear a poor.
Do you have a warrant?
Let's go.
It's generally a poor
Do you have?
Let's go.
thing.
It's
Kim, there's gotta be something else for us to do.
Give me a moment. I know. It's
Someone-
barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world.
She hasn't spoken to anyone for a while. Even her sentences feel rusty.
I have a few questions about those apartments.
Ask away, policeman.
Do you know who lived in the
The
foreclosed
hell
one?
am I supposed to know? Another nut job, I assume.
Is there a reason why there's a hole?
Some lunatic lost his mind. All kinds of morons pass through these halls.
One of the residents on vacation?
People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone.
They probably just moved or died. Hopefully somewhere else.
Who lives in apartment 10?
No one lives there. It's been empty for months.
I talked someone through the door.
Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there. Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you?
Let's see what I
Great.
can find.
Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans.
Who lives by the padlocked door?
That one is a scientist, a future scholar. I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them to study.
Astrology?
Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall.
The star and antlers?
The symbol
Only
of
this-
what now?
Symbol for contributing to the demise of our noble state in the name of some made-up word of equality. It's an ideology. It has some noble aims, but it's been used to justify terrible
The
bloodshed.
cleaning lady shrugs and returns to sweeping. The clash of ideas and atrocities are as far from her world as fairies and wizards.
What can you tell me about Cindy?
The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still, she leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for others. The
Thank you.
artiste?
Your time.
Nothing I can do. She leaves
She mumbles some kind of a... What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
That's me mysterious. Something's got to keep the same. What? This is because it continues.
The air suddenly feels calmer, more transparent in a strangely tender way. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin. But something tells you it's time to become a citizen of the kingdom of conscience.
What? What are you
It
talking
is
about?
not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
How do you bring about the circumstances?
Incrementally. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
What about all the things that are wrong now?
Tisk tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future. You may never live to see the kingdom of conscience. Your children may not. Even your grandchildren might not. But that's no excuse not to keep working. What rationality?
What is the kingdom of conscience really doing about doing things or just preserving
Do you
status quo?
believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed?
It depends on what the status quo is. Through chaos and bloodshed comes change. It's unfortunate that chaos and bloodshed is part of it, but change comes. It depends on what it is.
Then you've never lived through real chaos. Sometimes, in the face of great disaster, defending the status quo is progress. The kingdom is difficult to comprehend, and even more difficult to describe, partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The kingdom of conscience is post-capitalist, post-national. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual. Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising and taking things slow? That's right. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When that real democracy kicks in, a long time from now, we are all going to be so much happier. You hear someone walking around.
Excuse me? Of course not.
Then why are you in
have
there?
plenty of reason to enter.
Oh, come on.
Well, that was easy.
That was
And we're
smart.
in. Fine mattress. Medicine box.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys, see? Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too?
It feels flimsy in hand, with the words Revachol Zone of Control written under a nondescript municipal logo. There's a picture of her with shorter hair inside, along with all her personal details.
Nice
Thank
haircut.
you. Do you have any questions? I need to be back in Midtown in an hour.
What are you doing here?
I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place.
You lived
It
here.
was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think they'd make rent. But that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything you wanted, or is that it? I'm in a hurry.
Is it a
It
bit late
is.
to be working? Spreeze in. Now to the count of 3. It looks like some special stress release.
Everyone says the real estate agents don't do anything. But here I am in the middle of the night cleaning up someone's crash pad. So the sooner we get this over with, the better.
She means you. Time for the next question. Who lived in the foreclosed apartment down the hallway?
Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. 3. We closed the apartment and planned on auctioning off the valuables, but... And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't close the neighboring door. And there's a hole in the wall. A hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone. The money's gone. Just like that.
She snaps her
The
fingers.
sum must have been puny.
Couldn't have been much
These
money.
apartments are perfectly fine. They have gorgeous architecture, a million-real view of the bay, good ventilation, neighbors, life, spark, and they are affordable. I'll tell you, Martinez has a future. In a few years, it's going to blossom with artists and creatives and those radio computer wizards.
So what happened with the wall?
Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time or resources to fix it. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both.
Still shaking her head, manicured hands now crossing over her chest.
Of
Thank
course.
you. That's all. Shoes. Some notes. Nice. What about this one?
Give me a moment.
Didn't find any counterculture people. Just a real estate agent.
I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them.
Yes, radio computer wizards are coming. They're gonna save the place and the economy. No one's coming. There'll be nothing but squalor unless you start killing real estate agents. Lax women and sexual deviants, that's who'll come. Spit. Sure, everything will be fine. The apartment building needs slow change. Imperceptibly slow.
Oh, I do like wizards. And people like that in general. They have a lot to tell us about our fate.
Not those wizards.
She means clairvoyance.
I'm off. I want to get these. I thought they were short shorts. Oh, I lose salve for that. Wait, can I just have... I can just have no pants. So do I have salve fail? Did I just like... I have some annoyed. Oh my god, I do have some! It's because of the stupid clothes I was wearing! I can go get my freaking jacket! Uh-oh. Wait. Oh no, what just happened? Go back. I saw someone walking. Someone else that wasn't Kim. Who was here? Oh man. Lame. I can finally go get the jacket. Wait. If I can get that jacket. Stop. We're gonna stop that. I don't want to internalize that. Come on. We have cell, I fail. I can get this. I can get the jacket. I can get my jacket. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, faster. Faster, faster. How do I get up there? Okay. Oh, it's probably through the door. The little hidden doorway. No. Why is the door open then? That wouldn't make any sense. Go for the jacket! Go for the jacket! Jump across the gorge! Go for the jacket! Go for the jacket! Jump across
A
the...
tarpaulin cloak.
Why is it
still
locked? I
caught
have
on the railing.
points.
No one has
Oh,
claimed it for
that's
their own.
irritating. I can't get the jacket. I can't get the jacket. Do I have any points to level it up? I don't have any points to level it up. Can I de-level anything to do that? Man.
The cloak? Well,
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies.
Damn it. Okay. get up to that doorway up there? This is not going the way I wanted it to at all. I'm just fumbling in the dark.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? A lot. For the room and broken window? 100 real. Yes. Another thing. Great. Yes.
I literally have nothing else I can do right now. Internalize stupid. Oh, call the station. Okay. Okay. I guess I can do that.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled.
Now, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing. They are also fragile. I'm not going to turn it on for you again.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Oh, this is Firewalker reconnecting me with the 41st.
Right. Please hold.
10-4, come in. Firewalker, over.
I need financial
10-4,
assistance.
I hear you. I don't have the authority to grant your request, but... What does he want now? He's asking for money.
Is he fucking kidding?
I don't think he is.
Don't give that asshole anything. He's just gonna drink it all.
Alright, that's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over.
It's paramount to the investigation that you grant me more money.
He says it's important to the case.
He isn't getting a red cent. You can tell him that.
Request denied, sir. Over.
I'm begging you. I don't have a place to sleep tonight.
He says he's in trouble. Doesn't have a place to sleep.
Well, I guess he'd better crack the case before sundown then.
Oh, fuck you.
Vigmar said...
I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go home. Please come and get me.
Listen, it's okay. You can do it, sir. Over.
What is he saying?
Did you want anything else, sir? Many of your colleagues are also here. Over.
He's trying to keep you from further embarrassing yourself in front of your colleagues. What? I thought you had your shit together. This is nearing a complete meltdown. Stop it.
No, please, I don't want to be here. I have to.
He terminated the connection. I guess he was in a hurry.
Please, I'm scared. I can't breathe. Help me, please.
The radio falls silent and lifeless. The communications officer has disconnected the call.
What was that? It's okay, detective.
You ever seen a man getting a panic attack before? Try to breathe. To keep breathing. We call it subterfuge in the force. Ever heard of it? Wipes away
We
tears.
should get on with our tasks. Work always helps me center myself. Now, anything else you need from my...
Okay,
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Connect me to
It will
Lazarus.
take just a moment, officer.
Her voices fade out into the familiar radio static.
Gottlieb, what do you want?
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
I'm in a bad way, Doc. A real bad way.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, it's Firewalker here.
Oh, yes, you are. Just don't breathe in the general direction of your fire feet. Actually, wait. Do exactly that. Put yourself out of your misery. Take a deep, diaphragmatic breath in and...
It would be an artistic statement of some kind, or
Damn, yeah.
self-immolation has been all the rage in Lomangtang for a while now. especially among university students. It is particularly popular in Koh Hoi, where such acts get the most press.
This is not about self-immolation.
Of course, yes, you were having health trouble.
Tubbs fired himself like quite a conceptual piece into it.
Sounds more like a newspaper headline that will surprise absolutely no one. Now, do you have any current, pressing medical problems?
I lost my memory.
With all the
of it.
damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised.
Okay, anything else?
What else? I'm not a brain doctor. Look on the bright side. You've got a whole new life now. Use it wisely.
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you or doesn't care.
And you survived it. Congratulations. Are you mobile?
Yes.
Even better. Anything else? I wouldn't worry about that. Officers your age have coronary trouble all the time. Also, death is a natural part of
He
life.
just wants me to die. Is there anything else I can do to help me?
You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want another rundown of everything collapsing inside your body?
Yes.
You want the
give me
real,
truth.
honest-to-God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not a retirement home. We don't have the funds to deal with rock stars past their prime. And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic. In fact, I got work to do. Some idiot has glued his eyelids shut with cyanoacrylate. It looks like Mactorson.
It's not fucking cryoacrylate. It's super glue, Doc.
Cyanoacrylate is superglue.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hang up then.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Just a second, officer. Sylvie Malaika on the line. Yes. Hello?
Oh, so it's
great.
this again.
What else do you need, detective?
Do you know how my paperwork ended up in the trash container
Well-
behind the whirling?
You tried to jam it down the toilet, sir, clogging it completely. After I had unclogged the toilet and retrieved the paperwork, I threw it out in the trash, thinking you didn't need it. I am sorry about that. Anything else, detective?
Have you seen my badge?
Yes, I know who you are. You're a police officer. The law.
No,
This exact conversation has happened before. Establishing authority before this young girl seems to have been important to you in the past. Don't go there again.
I'm missing my badge. Have you seen
No, I haven't. Sorry.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours?
Kim doesn't have a uniform.
He's in plain clothes, voluntarily. It's different from not knowing where your uniform is.
Have you seen my uniform?
Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on. The disco things.
What about my
Please,
gun?
no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective.
Shoot you my gun? When did
You
that
were
happen?
trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and...
I don't know.
Great. Anything else?
Oh,
You
thank
hear
you.
the call breaking up on the...
Anything else I can help you? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering...
Close to it. Ooh, now some points into savoir-faire. Pull up. Let's go. Okay, now I put points in. I put points in. Game. I did the thing. I clicked the buttons. I've had conversations. I did the buttons. I did the things. I have 5 minutes before it's time for the roundup. Before Kim makes me go to sleep. Before Kim says it's bedtime. Let me get up here. Let me get my jacket. Please. I would like to get my jacket.
A tarpaulin cloak is still...
Ah, I got a chance. I've got a chance.
one has claimed
Come
it
on,
for
big
their
money,
own.
big money. Whoa! Let's go! Yeah!
As you leap in the air, a chilly breeze engulfs you, sharpening your senses.
I don't think I should close my eyes. Yes!
As the concrete floor welcomes you, you realize it's been a while since you felt so alive, alert, capable. Must be the adrenaline.
I knew you could do it. My climbing down might not have been as disco as your jump, but at least we can explore the harbor now.
With your feet firmly planted on the concrete, the noise of the harbor rushes back in.
All right, now we can stop internalizing that. I don't. We'll do this one. I guess. And I get my jacket. Let's go. Or I guess my coat. Police uniform. I see a patrol cloak. Let's go. Woo! Lock that door.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall.
Tokens unavailable. It's been there a long time, but almost sentient. Ooh, magnesium. Ooh, some shades. New shades. It can't be opened from this side without a password. And there. Aha, right?
On second glance,
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Right?
let's see what's inside. The drawer opens smoothly. Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara, and the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold.
Anything
It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
Force yourself through the drawers.
Look how blurry all the lines on these papers are. How unwieldy your own willpower is to yourself. You're like an absurdist Samaran monk, focusing through not focusing. Hermeneutics was almost within your grasp, but now only vague letters float before your eyes. Less meaningful, but aesthetically more pleasing.
If I let go of my eyes completely focus, it'll start melting each other. Could I actually focus? Do not focus.
You are a police officer, not a spiritual healer. You can focus the normal way by turning your attention to something and not letting go.
Is that what you're doing with those photos over there?
Yes.
Right. This is probably not relevant to our case. After all,
You're trying
Damn it.
hard, but the data here is unbelievably dry. Something about containers. The drawer slides shut smoothly.
Card. Kim, you want to talk?
we should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't
You should
paid
take
yet.
care of that then.
I don't have the
Let's
money,
talk to
man.
him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the streets. We'll figure something out.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather.
Take a look.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man is young, dark-skinned, and dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is smiling playfully at the camera.
Why did you take that? Fine.
Think about it.
But let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here.
Snow is quietly covering the numerous wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground. Someone partied really, really hard here.
Well, yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you.
Must have been on an advanced scouting mission in the harbor.
Yes, this looks pretty advanced, all right.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marsh and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Marsh. On. Arrête. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Okay. Those papers said something about a container. This is a container. Is this the container, though?
And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane
Quiet?
places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled.
What was the purpose?
Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted. And now it will rest.
Meaning
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
We're going in there. We're dealing with it. We're gonna take a look at it. Or the, not the crane, the container. What's this thing now? Why is it yellow? Money! That's what I told you.
Before you stands a cargo container. Just one of many in the yard.
I think there's something interesting about it.
Is this like your thing with that wall again?
No, I don't want to paint it. I'm drawing
There
to
are
it.
a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? There
Just
may
hanging
very
up.
well be, but we are not here to look for that. We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to talk to the Union.
No reply. You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Can't do anything now.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friesel, because Friesel was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see. To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white. After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections. International developments.
Or put it this way for now. Money. Container, container, container. Hi there.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along. The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisunt on Muindi.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard. Everard,
there.
Everard, Everard, he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister? I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you? I mean, I don't
Could be
personally
scabs.
mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
You'll be
Oh,
right.
yes. Born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No, sir. Those are just nasty rumors.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Oh, that one.
Container.
That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Told you.
Looking for the
Oh, you
leader.
want Mr. Everard then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood.
Costume continues
Guys like Mr. Everard and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made merchandise what it is today. Mr. Everard and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys. Oh, Mr. Everard is usually in his office, of course. But he already left for the day. He always leaves around 10 p.m.
Where's everyone?
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
Why did the one
So
lady say
no one
4
is working?
months?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
What
Oh,
kind of
I'm
trouble?
not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everard telling them to take some time off.
What did they actually
I
do?
guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
Look at him. It's not going to be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better to go with the flow.
What fight did they get into? Okay, Leo, let's hear about the...
Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving, and the words are spewing forth. Words, words, and look, even more words. This guy could go on till the end of days. Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who... No, he already switched to a prized fishing
Oh,
rod.
goddammit, what do you know about the
I'm
rods?
just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
What's going on here?
The containers in the yard are green in Wild Pine's livery, and the mountains rising behind Leo is all red in Union colors. It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core.
Has anyone told you why you need to change the covers?
No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone.
It's like massive
Yes,
redecorating
they are hiding
operation.
from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
Thank you, Leo.
Oh,
You've been
no
very
trouble
helpful.
at all, mister. No trouble at all. Bye-bye now.
Everett should be gone. So we'll take a look in here. Something forgotten.
A large table with two huge vacuum-insulated thermal coffee dispensers. Someone has forgotten a small plastic card
Nice.
next to the stacks of cups. You snatch out the red plastic card. It features a black contour of a crane lifting a container. The name, Etienne Hogarth, is written in the middle. Below it, in smaller text, member of the board. It comes with a magnetic strip meant to open electronic doors.
I haven't saved in a while. Let's take a look at this place. Nothing back here? He's cleared out his desk.
Yes?
There's nothing here. We did get that card though. Why is it specifically that way? So we can open up the door. It's over this way. Smells like blood. Oh, come on. This is obviously something that's suspicious.
You're back before the cargo container.
What's this?
A rusting crane does not return to its original.
But he's still gonna be there.
A lorry stuck. The windows are clear.
Can't snoop around in there. Granny's still there. That guy's not there anymore. Okay. What is this? Oh.
Can I help you?
What
Yes.
money I owe?
Have you got it?
Come from
Does
some
that
sort of
arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
I understand your
Kim
predicament as the manager. However, I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business.
Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed to drinking, and I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment. Not until you bring me the money.
Okay, I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
I really didn't want to resort to this. The man is thinking.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here.
Yeah, there was no way I was gonna be able to pay for those damages. At 21 bucks. I would have only had like maybe 22, maybe 3. If I hadn't bought the new set and the Dramamine.
Inside,
Whatever I
you
bought.
see a set of steering levers.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back.
Transporting closure. The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable.
I confiscated this for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal. There are spinner hubcaps, frivolous things you put on your wheels. When the wheels come to a stop, the caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them, it's just for vanity.
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
This is... What is that box? What is that? That's... Prime's romantic biographies of famous people. God's earth, is there a pawn shop? This place? I haven't even been over here. I didn't even know there's another area over here. Well, what the heck? Yes, it is.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently. This would make quite a statement in your living room.
700 real. A bargain, I dare say. There's also the matter of rewiring, but the most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which...
It's expensive, so I'll get out. What's over here?
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms.
How does he get out of there?
All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Try to find something pretty and cool here. Then everything you pick out seems faded, chipped, and sad somehow. Most of them are just broken toys. Yes. Buy something nice. A figurine.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light.
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately, RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
Well, that's not how I wanted to do it.
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. Oh God. The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another. Alert.
I sold the gun.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her.
Well, good news for you, I've got an ancient gun
Truth
to
be
sell you.
told, she was terrifying.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Just gotta be an explanation. Gotta be one of my rabid fans.
In that case, she'll be happy to get a visit from us, if we can find her.
My
Maybe we'll find
apologies,
her.
officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now.
Great.
You just have to hope you luck upon her somehow.
Of course.
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of his pawn shop.
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump a mesque banger? No matter. I'll give you 200 real.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
Of course, I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you. Do come again.
Thank you. Here's the 100 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
The rest is for him, to compensate for the pain of being separated from his radiant spinners.
Anything else you're thinking of selling? Anything else you're thinking of selling?
One pen. On the rifle. I don't think I should do that. I don't think I should sell that one.
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. Another time, perhaps. I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
You know anything about the reason
I do
hanging?
my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business. Bad for everyone.
He doesn't know anything. The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors. The boomboxes on the shelf look well. One especially catches your eye. This is you. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
That's odd. Why doesn't he like music?
The stuff I record myself, silverware shaking in drawers as motor cars race by, nocturnal animals climbing on the roof, airship rotors, that kind of thing.
So Foley.
Maybe you should ditch music as well. Get into these more experimental sounds he's describing.
If police work means playing tapes, sure, you can use it for that. Or any other time you'd need to play a tape. Is the Harman Welshie W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there.
Interesting.
It'll set you back 12 real.
Oh, I'm just gonna keep note of that. This is here.
couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the water lock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way.
Pull it anyway.
Pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then nothing happens.
Harder.
Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation. A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the water lock to get across the canal. Some other way. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got... Well?
I've got your money. I'm gonna apologize for the trouble.
Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow. I'll unlock the electronic lock to your room. All the doors lock automatically at 9 p.m. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
No, that'll be it.
The door is closed.
I guess this is Kim's room.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe. And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Alright then. I guess we're doing that instead.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then...
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM?
No, you
I have
again?
a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
That gets so cool,
You mean
Kim.
this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easy to simply quit.
Right then,
Yes.
deep breath.
It's been a long and eventful day. Well, you were so hungover that you couldn't keep it down when we approached the hangman, so we didn't even inspect the body. But we performed a thorough search of the premises of the crime scene. That's great.
Gentlemen, prefer to start search the scene and move on. Sorry, I couldn't do more.
We're both doing our best under the circumstances. Just don't drink tonight, please. As for the interviews, we didn't get to meet Eva Claire, but we did get into the harbor. It'll be easier to reach him tomorrow. We tried to interview the White Palms rep, but she asked us to do something for her first. Fine, so be it. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us.
If Kim is emphasizing something this much, it really must be important.
Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run about. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
don't like to waste time. My mind moves fast, so let's just try to keep up.
It's impressive, to say the least. For a man your age, especially. Those are some stylish shoes too, by the way. Those loafers must be hard to run into like you do.
So what are our powers exactly? The RCM?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Rebachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule. Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM. The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Rebachol.
What else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve the station cold sleep. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up. As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your water parks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power. You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best.
What happens to the people
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Courant and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
And who makes
The
all
coalition
rules?
government and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less.
This gay is absent and fix on religious.
Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Rebachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Say it was the
Be
citizens.
sentimental if you like. Either way, the moral intern leases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it.
Or if they think you do.
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed. They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world. What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
Those others say they continue the humanist project set forth by Dolores Day.
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Something kind and usual. Something almost self-explanatory. Something ominous.
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me. The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen. Do you?
It's bad out there. We need them giving us the right to place Rebachol. An awful job here. Let's finish the police. Social organization protecting bourgeoisie rights. Immigrants flip will turn into what?
In fact, we would need them even if you didn't think that way. We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes.
Vigilantes are okay.
Then you will adore Martinez. For many of these people, the Union especially, vigilantes is precisely what we are. Personally, I don't enjoy it much.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here. An aerostatic passes overhead, the whiskers of its floodlights on the ground below. Kitsuragi's glasses light up as he looks to the sky. Two glowing circles.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock, in the GRIH.
Why are they like
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our two precincts.
in Jamrock and GRH?
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land.
Looks the dark silhouette of the equestrian mountain cutting through into the night sky.
It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works, our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
Hope our investigation will help improve the situation.
Me
Let's do
too.
some good.
But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
Skill point!
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Kopo type.
The hell is that?
Yes. Guess what's yours?
Cool cop?
No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we?
Won't the other capo types be jealous?
What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine. Don't worry. They'll be super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual Kopo type from sorry to anything.
You know, I'm not sorry. I just changed my
No,
mind.
you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance.
No.
Wow. Okay. Fuck off. Maybe we were wrong about you then.
I'm not the sorry cop.
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool, calm, and collected. As your hand enters the pocket, your fingers brush against something. Soft, yet crinkly. Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time. Something about the wrapper's texture is familiar. By the way, the raw materials were most likely exported from Seaguy, the apricot suzerainty, and processed in sur-le-clay into the apricot-flavored chewing gum, loved by kids of today and yesterday. Something about it is familiar, and not only to your fingers. The luxury of fine things. Just look at those black monk straps. After spending an entire day hustling, who's to say that you didn't deserve a pair of ridiculously expensive shoes on your tired feet?
Beautiful things do make
Beautiful
people happy.
things give you a rush. It's power. Crafting your style, draping your flesh in silk and leather, deciding how to present yourself. Remember, when they come to take it away from you, you worked for those shoes. Whether you like it or not, wearing these shoes has made you more liberal. Ultra liberal. They're either a gateway drug or a booster pack to get you deeper into free market ideology.
Stole these shoes, man. Alright. See you, Kim. Bye. Okay, that's right. Okay, now to go siphon in Kim's fuel real quick. That'll be the last thing I do. Gotta get that paint. I gotta get that paint.
Where's his car? Where's his car? God damn it. He knew what I was gonna do, so he went and hid it somewhere. Oh, I didn't take that, but okay.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
That looks like a mismanaged couch.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
Crawl in.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't come.
But I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault. Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it? Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves. Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Types images. What is this? Oh my God.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
What is this?
What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question.
There's one in the hospital. People usually go to
You're
die.
not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Tell me, do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
Tell me what this is. I'm not answering before you tell me who you are.
You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life?
You said who?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth?
I left.
Oh no, Funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Or you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick, watching it go. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
You can get it all back.
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
I've seen you before.
No, you haven't. You're just sleep talking. And the act is wearing thin, too. The spots on the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time, sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
What's Elysium?
Everything. The Pale and the Islas. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
And come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
What? No.
Oh yes, party boy. And it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
What the hell?
Good going, buddy.
The hell was that?
Oh, just a dream. You have ones like that all the time. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What's going on with me?
Why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Why is
It's
this
just that
happening?
your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could decline.
No, I can take this. I'm not gonna go looking for speed.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
The lie. You can do it without speed. Half the town will
Suit
be dead.
yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
Alright, I'm gonna save. That's it. I am finally done. It's been 3 hours now. Holy shit.